get to grips with this problem, because it's not an easy problem. It's a very complicated problem. And that's what causes a lot of the problems for us, ourselves, when we get arthritis, and for our pets when they get arthritis. And one of the things Hannah's charged me to do tonight is to try and explain why this complication of the disease presents us with makes it challenging for us to decide exactly what needs to be done. And the key thing here is, and the worry is, that arthritis is a painful disease, and we've got to be very, very sure that our animals, our pets, are not in pain. When they are in pain, we do something about it. And what I've tried to do is explain to you why, as in other diseases, like if you think about, if you've got a fever, you take a thermometer and it tells you straight away you've got a fever. That if you've got diabetes, you can take a blood test and straight away it tells you if you've got a problem with diabetes. Arthritis isn't like that. There's not one test we can use to say arthritis is a problem. So, and part of that is because of the way it affects the joint. Now, arthritis is one of these diseases which is a chronic disease. That means that it doesn't get better once it's started the pathology. For some reason, the animal or we can't cure this pathology. So we have to contend with it. And it's then understanding what happens with this pathology inside the joint to produce the signs that we see our pets experiencing. And if we understand that, then it's much easier for us to decide when we have to intervene and what we have to intervene with. Now, arthritis is a disease of moving joints. And to allow these joints to move, they're actually quite complex anatomical structures. They have to be able to move without producing any pain. And they have to be able to move smoothly so that the surfaces don't become damaged. And so the essential component of the joint is the cartilage, which lines the joint, and the fluid within the joint, which acts almost like an oil. But it's more than that, because it actually supplies the cartilage with all its nutrients. And the cartilage itself hasn't got a blood supply and doesn't have a nerve supply. And unfortunately, it also heals very, very poorly. So for a long, long time, we thought we were very clever with arthritis. We thought it was just a disease of cartilage. It's not just a disease of cartilage. When the joint is affected, every part of that joint becomes involved. So the cartilage, the synovial fluid, the bone in each side of the joint underneath the cartilage, the joint capsule, which is the thing that wraps around the joint and contains it, and all the ligaments and structures within the joint, they all become involved. Now, the bad news for the joint and for us is that although the cartilage has got no nerve endings, and so it doesn't experience pain, the joint capsule has got a lot of nerve endings. And the membrane that lines the joint also, when arthritis occurs, becomes more sensitive than it should be. Now, that's really important to understand, because pain is something, when it works properly, it protects us. Pain in arthritis usually doesn't protect us. It becomes part of the disease.